What's up, y'all? And welcome to the first video series that first video of the video series that I'm going to be doing. The whole point of this video series is for me to get more eloquent with my words. I find that I stumble a bit, and also find that I am slow to convey what I feel in a blunt, authentic manner sometimes, and it really bothers me. So, I want to get to the point where I can accurately convey what's in my heart with courage, without anxiety, and help as many people as I can in the process. So, that's what this is about. So, I guess we'll get it started. How these videos are going to work is that I'm going to sit down and talk about anything really. Just it's going to be a topic for the video. Um, no crazy time limit is going to be set, but they'll just be short videos here and there, and I'll just sit and talk. And what I'm hoping to gain from this is um, likeness and kinship, and also to connect with people and to help people. Um, because sometimes I find that I can be of use in certain ways by just being in a certain place, but I also want to get better with not so much just the being side of things as much the talking and doing side of things, because I kind of got being down. I'm pretty, good at being quiet and all of that jazz. Um, but I'm not so good at being um, expressing myself with words. So, my name is Alize. Um, there was a time when I thought words were inept and kind of lifeless, just because, in my experience, I had always felt that really words were kind of just this thing happening, and really how I felt was much more important than the words that were going on in the world, rather in my head or in someone else's head projected onto me. Whatever it may be, how I felt was the determining factor for my reality. And so I kind of have lived my life with a steady knowledge of how I am always feeling and what's inside of me at any given moment. And it's easy for me to handle that. But when it comes to integrating my thoughts into, how do I say, into another person, or, into my reality, really projecting my thoughts into my reality through the use of words, um, that's when it becomes a bit more challenging. And so um, maybe that's why I've always strayed away from it, is because, it was always challenging. So um, it wasn't until recently that I realized that words are really the lenses through which we see the world. It's language. Like, if someone is speaking Japanese, they're going to have a very different reality from someone who's speaking English or Spanish. And so the language that you speak is a determining factor for the type of reality in which you will see the world through. So this brings me on to the point of explaining kind of what I've been through. And so when I was first born, when I was first born. I sound like an old man. When I was born, um, my given name was Alize. As I moved around from place to place, my dad had one of those jobs where we bounced around a bit, so um, we ended up moving up to Chicago, or I should say Naperville, outside of Chicago, and uh, I ended up getting a name change from Alize to Alexander. During this name change, I never enjoyed the name Alexander. Never. It was not something that I really. My heart didn't flutter when someone called me Alex. Like I don't really know. Like it's not. I'm not Alex. So even when people would call me Alex or Alexander, I would say no. You can just call me Zay. Like Zay is what my family and my friends call me. So just call me Zay. Um, but never Alexander. It was always my legal name. It's like some other thing over there. And so from 15 to about 24, I want to say, I um, I lived with that name, and you know, I started to realize at 24, it's like, wow, I should really change my name back. I don't like this name, and so I changed my name back to Alize. Upon me changing my name back to Alize, I felt more in tune with my being, more in tune with my essence. People were calling me Alize. People who I had just met, I could shake their hand and say, hey, my name is Alize, because I liked the name now. I wasn't too big about, Alize when I was a teenager. If for those of you who don't know, the name Alize is actually an alcohol as well. So that was what I was that was the history of the word that I knew of while growing up, was that I was named after an alcohol. So I was never big on the name, but I got a little bit older and I actually looked up Alize, how it's spelled, how my name is spelled, because there are variations of the name, but the name means gentle trade woman, and so different words. I guess that just goes to prove my point that different words, sometimes words mean multiple things, but the definition of a word can make or break someone's perception of how it's portrayed, and that is what my name did for me. you know. So when I had this, also, I grew up, I got a bit older, and I realized that, I really don't care what people think about me. So but that's a whole other thing. That took some time, you know, growing through, adulthood, manhood, whatever you want to call it, being a teenager, and getting to the point of being someone who is confident enough in themselves to get to the point where they're like, okay, well, I like my name, I like this word. And so that's what words can be if spoken from a place of authenticity, I feel, and if spoken from a place of sincerity. So that is what this whole journey is going to be about. Our words. I'm going to be speaking words to you. And as I'm speaking these words to you, I challenge you, and I challenge myself to, and I challenge this bird behind me. If y'all can see it, it's just flapping up. So, it's probably got a nest in there. I challenge all of us to just be with each other, be with these words. Because as important as words are, as they govern our mind to a certain degree, um, there is just the presence as well that is very important as well. Just being here, um, which is half of the coin. It's the other half of the coin. You have your actual thought, and then you have the realm of no thought, I guess you could say, is what I call it. So, yeah, that's kind of what this video series is going to be about. Thank y'all for staying in tune. Again, my name is Alize, or Zay, whatever you want to call me. And I will see you in the next video series. Bye.